I think one thing great about our country is the fact that everybody has the right to speak. And so I think it's good that people show up and say what they hear. And so I think it's great.
Governor, how do you plan on winning over the legislature to your agenda?
Well, in life what I've tried to do is try to do what I believe were the logical things, the right things, and make good choices. And so that's what I'll do. I sit down with members of the legislature and explain why I believe the way I do and try to be as persuasive as I can.
Governor suggested splitting the Supreme Court to two Supreme Courts, two 5-member courts, one for civil, one for criminal cases. Any thoughts on that? That would give you 3 appointments, basically.
Sure. I heard about that this morning. I understand that the real value of that is we can accelerate some of the cases and things like that. So I'm going to look at it. I just saw about this morning.
Do you expect the money to come?
I was just going to ask you about, as a follow-up on a legislative question, but has it been a bit more contentious and rocky with the legislature in the first couple of months than maybe you anticipated when you were campaigning?
I think that, one thing, everybody got elected, and they got elected, on a platform of what they believed was, but the positive is everybody knows the number one issue is jobs. And so I feel very comfortable that I have a good working relationship with the legislature, that we're going to focus on my jobs budget, and we're going to get it passed, and we're going to get our state back to work.
Governor, if this quality teachers bill gets to your desk maybe by the end of the week, will you sign it?
Well, I'm clearly focused on the things that are in it, measuring the effectiveness of teachers, create as much choices as we can. So it's something I'm very interested in looking at.
There's a lot of concern about the cuts to education, cutting approximately $700 per student. How do you justify that to teachers and parents?
Well, as you know, we kept the state funding where it was, and we're focused on making sure, just like every family in this state has had to tighten its belt and look at how they spend their money. And so what I'm focused on is making sure the dollars are spent in the classroom, making sure we can pay the best educators, teachers, principals, superintendents the best, but it's tied to who's most effective and create as much choice as we can.
Governor,
you expect the money from
DOT today. What are your thoughts on the Sunrail project?
Well, it's like every rail project in the state and how we spend our money. I'm reviewing those projects to try to make sure that it's a good return for the taxpayers. One of the things that I was elected to do was look at how our state spends money, and so that's one of the projects I'm looking at.
Governor,
have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sure.